Hey, what's up guys, wXxgAbKgwbQgwaVhwaFjgaDlQbzmwaznAYAAA back here, and today we are playing some Excavate Mage. This is a deck that I found that, honestly, the date was from, I guess like 2 months ago. It was from March. So we are currently May, so April, yeah, March. It was, I believe it was like midway through March, probably right as the set came out, or, right as the mini set came out. I'm really bad with dates. But this one, the deck was made, and it was qualified as a wild deck, so it will do the job for the before last Excavate deck we play. So we're on to other things. I've gotten a couple suggestions since I started playing all the Excavate decks. I have one last Excavate deck to find, which would be an Excavate Paladin deck. And then I'm going to be slowly making my way through all the suggestions I got. So if you guys suggested something and you're like, well, why is he not playing it? I wanted to finally do as I've been saying I've been doing for a while, and that's just play through all the Excavate deck. And I mean, I'd always pick an archetype from a set and be like, oh, I want to play through all of these. And then I never would, and I finally got to a point where I decided to just say, fuck it, I'm going to do what I said I'm going to do. And I picked Excavate to do it with. So I think next I'm going to probably do some other archetype. And from there on out, we're going to figure something else out. You know, it is what it is. So, with that being said, let's play this deck. I don't think there's anything really big I have to showcase. At least in the tutorial or like the prologue to the games. So, with that being said, let's keep the first one and let's see how it goes. Alright guys, yeah. That being said, I'll see you guys all in the first game. Alright.
There's no turning back now.
Alright, so our first game, playing as a rogue. Keep this as a 1-drop, discover a spell. If your opponent gets the choice, they get a copy of it. It is what it is if they choose the right one. If not, I feel like this is a pretty safe mull to have.
I see you've brought guests.
Alright. Start with us. Well, I guess we have to excavate. Even if he gets this correctly, it's useless for him, right? But this is like just a better card. This situation. Assuming it's an aggro deck, is this the right decision? Aha, he got fucked. He guessed wrong. To be fair, now he knows I have a heat wave in hand, but it is what it is. Anyways, before we get too much into the game, I want to tell you guys what I always tell you guys, which is I hope you guys all have a beverage. I am currently drinking myself a nice cold brewski. I think this is just the right play here. Just play this even though I don't have enough mana to cast it. I'll take the removal spell. See where we go from here. Anyways, before we get too far into the game, besides telling you guys to go grab a beverage, it doesn't have to be a brewski, although it may or may not should be. You know me, I like my nice cold brewski stuck. I have some things I want to talk to you guys about. You know, my life. You guys have been around a while, and you guys have heard me talk about my life. You know, my life isn't just a straight line. My life is a little bit fucked, and if you guys have been watching even longer than that, you guys would know that if you guys at least watch the pack openings I did, I normally would have 2 bracelets on. I had a white one on my right hand wrist, and I have a green one on my left hand wrist. Well, I don't know when it happened, but the one on my right hand wrist snapped. They're like those old school rubber bracelets that everyone used to have. If you're at least from my generation, a lot of people would have like the I Heart Boobies ones. Mine were not those. Mine was a message I stand very, very for, which is don't drink and drive. What the bracelet used to say, all the ink got removed, was finis pas votre soirée à l'urgence, which translates roughly to don't finish your night in the emerge. Talking about don't go get fucked up at a bar and then decide to drive home and end up in the emerge. It's something I stand very, very for. If you guys know, I do like to drink. I do often have a beverage of the alcoholic variety with me. I don't think anybody who watches my videos at least a lot would disagree with the fact that I do like to have myself a nice cold brewski. But it's still a message I stand very much for. It's one of the things where, yes, I have a driver's license. The closest I ever got to drinking and driving was having a beer 4 hours before I got into a car. And the only reason I decided to do that drive was I know my mom was super exhausted. She was the only person in my house at the time that had a car. And my dad had to go to the emergency room. To which I was like, look, it's been 4 hours. I'm fully fucking sober. I even had my dad, for those who don't know, is a paramedic. I had him perform a field sobriety test on me. Just because I wanted to make sure that, one, he felt safe driving in the car with me, even though I did have a brewski a while back. Yeah, if you let's take this, I guess. Where, again, again, as I was saying, right, it's a message I stand very, very much for. And yeah, this is the one time I've had my license since I was 19 years old. I'm currently 24, turning 25. It's something I personally don't fuck with, and it's something that I will never fuck with. I have my reasons for it. I'm not going to delve into it here. If you're close to me, you know my reasoning behind it. But I am completely against drinking and driving 100%. And I would never condone anybody I know to do such as that. So that's what one of my bracelets said. The other one was a 9/11 memorial. Again, it's gonna sound super fucked, but my family has had, you know, when I was a child, again, I was 2 years old when this happened, when 9/11 happened. I have a picture of a firefighter from the city I live in holding me as a baby when I was a couple months old, and he sadly passed away during the attack. Again, I never knew the man as long as I could actually form memories, but it was another thing that I hold very close to my heart, because my dad almost went to go deal with all that and whatnot. I feel like I'm sharing a lot, and I'm not normally one to share a lot of this stuff, but I feel like I can trust you guys. And if I can't, you know what? I guess I fucked up. Hey, it is what it is. So yeah, I would always wear those two bracelets because they're two things in my life that I hold very dear and close to my heart. That's kind of a memorial to me of two things that I hold dear in my heart of never forget, as well as never fucking drink and drive, don't be a fucking dumbass. You know? And to be fair, in my opinion, it's something that everyone should live by, but I also know for a fact that it's not realistic to have everyone live by the rules I decided to live by. So yeah, so sadly the 9/11 memorial bracelet I did have broke either at one point during the night, one point yesterday while I was cooking for my family, or at one point today while I was at work, and I was, you know, one of the chefs in charge of doing all the food for the CCM press conference we had at our restaurant today. That was fucking wild. Again, I don't know how much I'm actually allowed to talk about what happened in that night, or in that morning, I guess, because it was in the morning. I have no idea. I guess I just picked this. It's solid, I guess. I can actually play this third. But yeah, no. So, sadly, one of those broke. If you guys have watched my shorts where I cracked open magic packs, you guys should see it. I sadly no longer have it. So I'm currently in the market to actually get a new bracelet to fill the spot on my wrist. Because, not gonna lie, ever since I noticed it, it feels really fucking weird not to have a bracelet on that wrist. If you guys have wore a bracelet on your wrist for as long as I have, I was wearing that bracelet since 2011? 2010? It's the last 14 years of my life. I've had a bracelet on this wrist with maybe, I'd say maybe a total of like 5 days where I didn't have it, partially because of gym classes where we weren't allowed to have jewelry on, or I had another one beforehand. It's the same bracelet, but it broke as well, to a point where now the fact that I don't have one feels alien to me, like straight up fucking alien. So I'm looking at buying a new bracelet to replace it. So yeah, hopefully that comes sooner rather than later, because I don't know how long I can go without having a bracelet on that wrist. It's also, weirdly enough, not the wrist I wear a watch on, which kind of sucks, as I always wear a watch on the other wrist. If you guys also know me, you guys know I love watches. I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 watches sitting on my desk. Watches are just something I love. And again, I know they're not something for everyone, but there's something for me, and there's something that I do love. It's something I don't know if I could live without owning. To be fair, again, I own 5. I'm gonna buy one before the end of the summer, and I'll probably buy another one before the end of the year. So, to be fair, I don't own any that are insanely expensive. You know, I don't own a Patek, I don't own an Audemars, I don't own, you know, a Jacob & Co. I don't own, you know, a Cartier. I don't own a Rolex. I don't own any of the big brands. I think the most expensive one I have, and to be fair, it is also one of the watches that I hold the most dear to my heart. It's a Citizen watch that my grandfather gave me. Though my daily driver is a Fossil. You know, again, nothing too expensive. I think the Fossil daily drive is like $75. Which, again, obviously if you don't have a lot of disposable income, $75 will seem like a lot, but so you guys know, $75 on a watch, all things considered, is fuck all. My Citizen watch is, if I'm not mistaken, the Citizen watch I have is like 400. Like, you know, I have another Fossil watch that's $275. Partially because it is a smart watch, but no, it still ain't cheap. Fuck. So, just to put things into perspective, I love watches. I love jewelry. Also, if you know me, I have like 8 rings. I have 3 other bracelets. To be fair, I don't really want to wear them as a daily driver type thing, so I need to find a new. The reason I'm looking for a new bracelet is I want to find one that I can just. It's not big enough to a point where it looks so flashy and gaudy. I just want something that looks plain that I can wear at work and I don't feel awkward about it, right? So, yeah. Feels this is a long rant I just had about jewelry, but that's also because I feel like a solid 25% of my income goes towards just buying jewelry, just because it's something I love. Again, for those who know watches, my dream watch is an it's a Patek Philippe Royal Oak rainbow skeleton in frosted white gold. That'd be my dream watch, right? It'd be a watch I would love to have, but at the same time, I also know that that watch is $1.5 million, if I'm not mistaken, at the moment, and that I'll probably never be able to afford a watch that is $1.5 million, right? Like, it's something that I know. Just the amount of people I've told the price of the watch I would love to have too, they have, every single one has looked at me like, you want to spend how much on a what? Be like, motherfucker, I wouldn't even spend half of that on a house. Like, yeah, well, you know, if I won the lottery tomorrow, I'm not saying I'd pick it over a house, but I'd probably pick it over a house. I know it's a dumb decision. You guys don't have to tell me about it. It's just something that I've wanted since it came out all the way back, if I'm not mistaken, 2016? This is 2015 or 2016 that this specific model I would like came out. And I've wanted it since then, so that's the better part of like 9 years. And one day I will own one, and it will be beautiful. But I also know for a fact that spending that much on a watch would flip 99.9% of the population. The only people that wouldn't flip out are people that are worth, you know, 40, 50, 60 million dollars that can afford to just buy that with like pocket change, you know? But yeah, that would be my dream watch. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna find a picture of it just so that people know. Alright. Sorry, the name of the watch is fucking long as shit. Open imagery tab. This is what the watch looks like on the top. This is my dream watch. Those who know watches, you'll be like, yo, that watch right there is fucking gorgeous. My opponent just... We won! For those who don't know, knowing the price of what I said it costs, so I'm not saying the last one that was sold at 1.5 mil. People would be like, yo, what the fuck? But people that know the watch are like, either you have really good taste or you're fucking delusional. You should buy the fucking Rolex, what is it? The Rolex Daytona Rainbow for 350 grand. Looks very similar. Not quite the same watch band, not quite the same bezels, but for again, 350 instead of 1.5 mil, right? Honestly, that is the more reasonable choice, but this is a watch that I first saw. I've yet to see one in person. I've only ever seen pictures of one. I have seen Royal Oaks in person. I've seen Rainbow Royal Oaks in person, but none of this specific configuration. And it is just one watch that, after having held a Royal Oak in my hand and having had one on my wrist, to be fair, for like a minute and a half, but that is something one day I would love to own. Anyways, done talking about my fucking dream watches, because I feel like the amount of Hearthstone players, the people that watch Hearthstone videos that also love watches, I feel like there's like maybe 2 and I'm one of them. Anyways, so that was a long ass first game, honestly. So let's queue up the next one, then let's see how it goes.
Jaina versus Yrel. I fight in the name of
Alright.
I've got a good feeling about this.
Next matchup is against a Paladingo. Let's spell this, keep the piece of removal in our hand. And also, for those who know, Those who wanted to know, I guess, is a better way to preference this. Who want to know what my next piece of jewelry I'm personally buying myself that is not a watch and not a bracelet? To be fair, there's only kind of two. I'm buying myself a new ring. I have 5 rings or 6 rings. I only ever really wear 3. I want to get a ring for my mouse hand, so my right hand. I have no idea what I think this is the right choice, but I'll give myself another ring for my right hand. I currently have one, I don't know what the fuck to call it, but it's the, you know how you normally wear a wedding band on your left hand? The same finger, but on my right hand, I have a ring for that finger. It's my grad ring. I've worn it since I got it, basically. Again, it's gonna sound super fucked to most people, but I've always loved jewelry, and I will wear jewelry till the day I die. This is the type of thing. Again, I've been wearing the chain that I wear every single day since I turned 18. I'm turning 25 this year. So, I've been wearing that. On my chain that I wear, I have a ring that I got when I turned 9. That was a gift from my mom and my dad. The sapphire ring, because my birthstone is a sapphire. They gave it to me and it no longer fits my hand because I got it when I was 9. So, since I can't wear it on my hand, I wear it on my chain, as well with a cross that my grandparents gave me on my 18th birthday. So I got the chain and the cross when I turned 18. I put the 15 counters flow here. Pretty solid card. I put the ring on it probably like 3 or 4 days later. Just I went up to mom and like, yo, I can't wear this. Can we get it readjusted? She's like, yeah, but you probably have to buy a new ring band. I'm like, ah, fuck it. And I just threw it on my chain. So yeah. I guess all to say, I'm just a huge jewelry fan, and it's, if you ever meet me, I was about to say, if you ever meet me in the wild, if you ever meet me in public, one thing that you will notice is that every single day of my life I wear jewelry. Legitimately every single day of my life, and that's not just my necklace, not just my chain. I go into work, I can't work with jewelry on, so I work in a kitchen, so working with things like rings or watches on is kind of frowned upon because you can hear bacteria and whatnot. You don't want to do that. But I show up to work, you know, a fucking watch on my wrist, 3 or 4 rings on, chain on, bracelets on, and that's just how I show up to work. Fuck. So. Oh, yeah. I feel like for the last 25 minutes, I've just talked about the fact that I like jewelry and that people are going to think I'm a bitch for it, but hey. Jewelry is one of those things that I love. Same thing with magic cards. Basically, whenever you look at my desk, you'll see one of 3 things. You'll see magic cards, you'll see jewelry, and you'll see shot glasses / alcohol. Just so people can know, like, what again, I've never been someone that really want to hide shit from you guys, because that's just not really my vibe. I just don't see the point, I'll be honest. I can hide everything from you guys, or I can be honest with you guys. And I basically always choose, I'm just gonna be honest. You guys accept me for me, or you guys don't accept me. Which, again, might sound fucked, but it's kind of how I've lived my life for the last little while. Yeah. Yeah. I also don't expect everyone to understand the fact that I like the shit I like. Because I also feel like enjoying jewelry is part of like one community, then the cards are another community, and the alcohol kind of ties into the jewelry community, but it's also, in my opinion, feels like another whole ass community in general. So, okay. I feel like I can't let this topic go because it is something I'm very, very passionate about. Everybody I work with knows I love jewelry, and they all know that every single time I work, I'm like, yo, I want to fucking buy new ass jewelry. And they're like, bruh, I feel like you come in with new jewelry every fucking day. To which, they're not exactly wrong, but hopefully it doesn't pick right. Don't pick the ice block. Pick the puzzle box. Pick the puzzle box. Oh, I get fucked. You picked the puzzle box. But yeah, no. Again, I give it a month till I show up wearing new fucking rings to work, and people are like, bro, you bought more jewelry? I'll be like, yeah, motherfucker. I have a jewelry box that has like fucking 9 bracelets in it that I never wear. And that has different pendants and different chains that I just never wear. I have 2 gold bracelets that I think the last time I wore them were my brother's wedding. Which, for those who remember, was back in October. It's been like 9 months was the last time I wore them. These are like gold, like solid gold bracelets. And I never fucking wear them. It's also, to be fair, one of those things where I feel like wearing a gold bracelet feels a little bit too gaudy 99.9% of the time. I don't know if that's just me, but that's what it feels like. Wearing a gold bracelet always feels so fucking good. That's why I want to find just like either a black one or a silver one that I could just rock every single day. Or even just like a, you know, those are no jewelry, like a black and silver. Like I have a watch that would match it perfectly. Like a, I want to call it black and silver. But I also feel like that might be a weird way to describe it. Let's do this. The end turn, I'll get it back. Yes, to burn a card this turn. It is what it is, fuck. But yeah, I kind of want to get one of those. First, because it is for my wrist that I don't wear the watch on. So, this way I can wear my blackened watch and they'll both match and they'll look fucking sick. But hey. Eventually I'll have enough jewelry to have sets. That is such a bad fucking burn that hurts my soul. Eventually I'll have a set of jewelry where I can wear them and it'll be fine. So that day comes, I'm gonna deal with mismatching jewelry. Oh, ugh. Whoa, then. Oh man.
I must have slain 100 or so.
I am not in a good position, I'll be honest.
can't do that.
Okay. Honestly, I feel like I'm in a pretty decent. This being a 1/7, that's now a 9/7, which is not ideal, but it's something I feel like I can deal with. Maybe not anymore. Just do this here. Because he has to trade in some amount of dues into my 4/5s. They'll probably take 9 here. He doesn't deal me 9.
I cannot wait to read these.
I am out of cards.
Alright, I guess we play the fatigue game. Or as long as I could deal with his board here, I probably win the game. It sounds fucked, but who needs the excavated treasure?
Our story, tragic. Our redemption, divine.
Huh.
Candle Mudslider.
Well, I win the game. Well, I'm clearly really good at the game, and actually, the reward for excavating won me the game. It's fine. He has a whole bunch of Librams. I can.
Our gift of frost shields us.
I mean, sometimes when you're clearly just better than your opponent, you win the game. I don't want to call it that, but I'm gonna call it that. But. Even if he pops my block this turn, pretty sure he dies to this plus drawing a card. The only thing I'm scared of about losing to, unironically, is Mechthune. Hey, I have to deal 1 damage to him and he fucking... Oh, I don't even have to deal any damage to him, he fucking croak. Wow, I'm so good at this game. This deck is clearly broken as 100% win rate. Honestly, this deck was a lot of fun. I thought I was going to play a lot more games. I thought I was going to die on curve most of the games that I played. And yet, I didn't die on any of them. Weirdly enough. That's Infinite Maxitude 6-7 in a single game. Oh, that's cool. Complete achievements I didn't even know existed. Playing Excavate Mage. This deck was so much fucking fun, I'll be honest. Like, I know I spent 3/4, if not 90% of the videos talking about random bullshit that has nothing to do with Hearthstone. But again, let's talk about me, and I want this channel to be more of a reflection of me more than the game I'm playing. That might sound weird, but again, I feel like I talk about my hair in a lot, because it's something that I love about myself. Or I talk about my jewelry, or I talk about magic, or I talk about other video games that I've been playing, or whatever. One of the main reasons I want to start streaming other games is just because it's something that I'm passionate about. So one of the main reasons I want to start making cooking videos. It's something that I'm very, very passionate about. I just need to figure out a logistic way to actually do that, because I have 9 recorded cooking videos at the moment, where I set up everything, I filmed them, I recorded them, and then after rewatching the footage, I'm like, this is fucking trash. No one can learn from this, and I just deleted it. Again, I'm someone that comes from cooking in a professional environment, right? And I know I'm not the best teacher. Trust me, I brought one of my friends in to... He was wanting to know what it was like to cook on the line, and I'm like, you know what? I'll bring you in. You know what? Try out for a month. Our head chef likes you. He'll keep you on board. My head chef doesn't like you. He'll fire you beforehand. And I told my head chef beforehand, I'm like, yo, if you like him and you think he has potential, keep him on board. If you don't, fire him. If the whole team doesn't want to have him here, fire him. I want no say in if you keep him or not. I brought him because I know we're missing people. And my head chef fell in love with working with him because he's a guy that when you tell him something and you try to teach him something, he kind of sticks to him like glue type shit. And in my opinion, he's like a perfect fit for our kitchen. He gets along with everyone, minus 1 or 2 people, but hey, it is what it is. You'll never get along perfectly with everyone. But I think he's a really, really good fit in our kitchen. And it's one of those things where I trained him for the first 3 weeks he was there, and I felt like he didn't learn much, and then I went to my head chef like, yo, you try teaching him for a week. I kind of need to learn better how to teach someone about cooking. And then when my head chef started teaching him, he's just fucking everything stuck to him. I'm like, clearly I'm shit at this. So I would rewatch through my thing and be like, look, if I'm in a position where I don't know shit, I'm trying to learn how to make this dish from scratch, will my video help? I watched through it, I'm like, nope, no it won't. I skipped through 3/4 of steps that people wouldn't understand why I did. So, re-record it, and then I would re-record it. I'm like, I'm still missing this point, or this wasn't that clear, or this wasn't that great, blah, 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 blah. So people are wondering why I've yet to release a cooking video, and I said I want to release one in, like, February, like 3 months ago, 4 months ago almost at this point. There's nothing that I made I was happy with and I felt like I could have learned from. So, again, I might be way too hard on myself, and I might just should be at the point where I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. Send it out. If people like it, they'll continue watching, and I'll grow and I'll learn to teach better as I go. But in my head, I don't want to send it out unless it's perfect, especially when it comes to that, because it's something that I know I'm fairly knowledgeable about, and I know, like, my head chef's like, look, I know you're studying in tech, but hear me out. if you were my sous chef, I would want you to stay there, and I wouldn't want you to move on because you know cooking better than most people that leave school in the cooking field, so I would love to have you as my sous chef. If you ever decide to come back after you're done studying, you have my number. Call me. I'll be more than happy to get you a job as sous chef or kitchen manager or whatever the fuck you want, basically. So, yeah. For those of you who are wondering if I actually know what I'm talking about when it comes to cooking, I have friends that will start describing spices. And I'm like, oh, so you're talking about like this, mixed with a little bit of this and that. They'll be like, how the fuck did you know just from that description? I'm like, I know my fucking spices, bro. I have plenty of stories. I'm not going to delve into that because I can rant about that for the next hour and a half. And I feel like I've already ranted enough in this video, in fact. So, okay. I feel like I'm going to title this video just like me talking off topic about a whole bunch of shit with Hearthstone Hearthstone games in the background. That won't be the title, but I feel like that's kind of what I want to call it. So, yeah. Anyways, with all that being said, this video is long enough. I'm going to end off here. I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you guys did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. If you also like the type of video that it's just kind of me rambling about random shit I have to talk about, comment that down below, because I'd be very curious if you guys actually like this, and if you guys hate this, you know, also tell me down below. Because I can ramble about a lot of things. Most of the time it's shit I'm passionate about. It's just jewelry, cooking, and magic, and Hearthstone. But I feel like I can ramble about a lot of things. So, anyways, with all that being said, I need to edit this and go to bed. So, I'll see you guys all in the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed again, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace!